Welcome, Cosmic Explorers, to the Cosmic Tune-Up Happy Hour with your host, Rebecka Gregory. Gift yourself with the next hour to look within, expand, grow, and open to new possibilities. So come along for a joy-filled journey into the cosmic truth of you.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Cosmic Tune-Up Happy Hour. I really appreciate everybody joining this evening, live on the call or listening to it in the future on YouTube or on Oneness Talk Radio. So thank you again for joining me on this Friday evening, the Mother's Day weekend. What a fabulous weekend. Well, I think it's a fabulous weekend because I'm a mother. So all those mothers out there and, out there just sending you love for the weekend to have a beautiful, lovely weekend. So I just want everybody right now just to take a deep breath before we begin the show here and just settle into this space. Just settle in. Put your hand on your heart. The energies are a little high today, so everybody just kind of settle in for a second. And I'm settling in myself. Okay then. Well, tonight I've kind of been reflecting on where I've been. I started the show back in October, and it's been, 8 months now. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this show for 8 months. And I started the show actually as my own self-journey to step forward in the next phase of doing something, stepping out of my box and my comfort zone to do something that I've always kind of wanted to do, but never thought I would do. And here I've been doing it for 8 months, and the jitters have gotten through, and it's been quite a beautiful journey for me, opening up to a new space. And I just would like right now to have gratitude and appreciation and thank everyone out there who has supported me, has listened to my show, who has written in, and and all those beautiful guests that have endured me and been on the show with me as I've been on this journey, doing this Cosmic Tune-Up Happy Hour. And you know what? Who knows where it's going to go, where it's going to lead, expanding. I'm feeling I'd like to move into more doing maybe the show, doing the video as well. So who knows? Maybe you'll get to see me soon. But anyhow, I just wanted to reflect on that. And I just wanted to send out much love and appreciation to everyone out there that is listening to the show now, live, in the future, or 8 or 10 months from now, or 20 years from now. So just sending you all love and appreciation, because it's really needed in this time. It's so interesting just watching the dynamics of everything that's going on right now in the world, and everything and opening up, and all the whistleblowers and all the conspiracy theories and everything that's happening right now in this divine, as I always call it Gaia's timeout. Right now, I know here in Florida, they're starting to open the doors a little bit and allowing the restaurants are starting to open. I think salons are opening Monday. And so there was today I was feeling myself, this overwhelming, that chaos coming up again, and energy, and pretty much stayed homebound today because everybody's kind of we're free, all these free birds being able to be out again after this time of going inside. And it's going to be very interesting to see the changes that are about to come in this world. And as we navigate it, it's, my heart tells me that it's just going to even get a little more chaotic for a while, not knowing what's going to happen, with the virus and, everything that's coming out in the world, all the lies. We're really moving into a consciousness of truth, truth within ourselves, truth within the world, with the universe, and so many things are being, unfolded, and it's really stepping back to take that space to allow people to stay in their truth. I actually posted something on Facebook today about, one of these videos that's going around, and it was all about not judging somebody for their truth. Step in and feel what's right for you. And that's so key and so important right now with all the information that's flying around, and not getting caught up in the density of it and the 3D dynamics of what is happening right now, of pulling everybody back into the fear. And that's the key, is moving through to that love. And, it's okay we are involved where we're shifting back and forth. The timelines are changing right now. There's a parallel shift of everything pulling away and this newness coming in, and the oldness, having that last cloak, as you should say, of holding on to, those old identities of who we are, and stepping forward and finding the purity that is our heart and breathing through that to move into this new energy. And where do you fit in? What's going on? Where are you now? And it's interesting times. It's very interesting times right now. So I thought for this evening, I'm going to kind of go circle back, like the 8, the figure 8, the infinity this evening. I kind of go into some of the teachings that actually I did on my first show, and actually my first show in New Year's, and bring those back to kind of circle those around tonight, just to kind of help everybody navigate, what's going on right now, because I know a lot of people are struggling. I have been struggling myself, being pulled back and forth. And one thing I wanted to start with, I used to do when I first started the show, was I always used to do a question of the week, a cosmic explorer question of the week, which it kind of got out of it a little bit. So I'm bringing it back tonight because it's all about bringing those good things in life to bring them back to you. So the question for the week I invite everyone out there to explore is, what is a truth you can shift in you? Change your point of view, or something you do. So I invite you this week to explore maybe something that you've been on the fence about. So an example, what happened to me this morning, I like to sit outside in the morning and meditate. And I always get irritated when the dogs come out, and being dogs, and my one dog loves to bark at the other dog to get him to chase them, and they like to play. And when you're in meditation, what do you want? You want silence. You always want the silence. So I challenged myself this morning to sit there and listen to the chaos and bring myself in meditation to the clarity within the chaos. And that's kind of what's going on in the world right now. So, I stepped into the truth that I want to be in a peaceful state, and that I don't have to take on the chaos around me anymore if I don't choose to. And by doing that, I felt this level of peace flow over me. I mean, it took me a while. I was back and forth. I was resisting, I was fighting in this, struggle of kind of where we are. So it was just a beautiful timeline of kind of what's happening in my own world right now. But it allowed me to step forward, to have a different point of view. And I changed that. Like, I can sit here and meditate with noise around me and be okay. And I was able to do that. And within a couple minutes, once I got to that point of that calm center, the dogs all went inside and everything was peaceful. So, that was a beautiful way I changed and stepped into the truth of me, where I can live in that space and not allow myself to get pulled into the chaos around me, and keep myself in the clear light aligned to who I am. So what are some things out there? You've had plenty of time in the stillness here, and Mama's Mother Beautiful Gaia's time out here to, be with yourself. Maybe not be with yourself if you have family running around. But anyway, doing your best to be with yourself and be in the silence, and maybe had time to meditate and think about those things, and, seeing everything that's coming out in the world. And I think it's been wonderful. I'm really curious to see how fashion's going to change after this, to tell you the honest truth, because I love watching these. I always watch witness things and watch things on TV and YouTube. And I love watching all these talk show hosts that are, always all dressed up in their little suits, all prim and proper. And now they're like in their sweatpants and in their sweatsuits, and just like no makeup on, and just like raw and uncovered, and just have the mask are off. And for me, it's been just beautiful to watch the unfolding of all this, all these masks coming off all over the place, that we don't have to dress up and put on a suit to be who we truly are. And everybody still listened to the shows. Everybody got creative in the shows. Everybody unleashed themselves and showed a different side that they've been hiding, with the media, or what they've been in the past. So I've really enjoyed that. So as I said, I want to see how fashion changes if we continue to have that point of view and that truth that, what's that one thing they always say, dress to impress, if that continues, or if it's just kind of get more lax so people can be themselves and step into who they are, with having a beautiful look with them being the light that they are. So I invite you this week to really explore that and see what, comes up for you. Maybe write down a list of a couple different things that you've been on the fence about, and, try a different, explore a couple different point of views till you find the truth that's with you, and then go with that. Because that's what we're being asked right now. I've been doing the grandmother teachings, and, that's what it's all about, is all these different levels of truth. And that's what we're being so asked and being pushed into right now, to explore the expression of truth at a new level, and that we've never been in before. So it's, it's trying times, it's exciting times, it's fun times, but it's also it's interesting to navigate at times. So being pulled back and forth and where you are. So, just ask you where you fit in with that and where everything is with you. So that is and once again, I'll tell you the question again. What is a truth you can shift, or should I say a lie you can shift to the truth? Maybe I wrote that a little wrong, but you can shift in you to change your point of view about something or something you do. So have fun. If you want to send anything to me, I'd love to hear from you. Once again, tonight, if you'd like to call in, if something comes to you, you'd like to share a story, the number here is 517-208-1500. Once again, 517-208-1500. And also you can get me at cosmictuneuphappyhour@gmail.com if you'd like to call in. And also I'm on Instagram, cosmictuneuphappyhour, and Facebook. I think I'm on Facebook under Rebecka Gregory, and also my website, Rebecka Gregory. So I thought I'd throw all that stuff out because, at the end of the show, I always forget to mention that stuff. So I'm saying it now. So going tonight, I did get a beautiful poem that I would love to share with you tonight. And let me unlock everything always gets locked up here. And this is from a beautiful colleague of mine in England. Her name's Deborah Williams, and she sent this beautiful poem to me, and I asked her if I could share this on the show, because one of the reasons I did start the show is for people to call in and share their beautiful gifts and to share their poems to express with the world and give everybody a place to express. So she sent me something, and I'd love to share it with you this evening. And Deborah, sending you kisses and loves out there for sending me this beautiful poem. So I invite everyone right now just to sit back and just close your eyes and take it. Unless you're driving. If you're driving, please do not close your eyes, or operating heavy equipment. Do not close your eyes right now. But just take a deep breath in. And just listen to these beautiful words from this beautiful, beautiful being of light that has graced us with this. It's called the Soul Song. Within the darkness that envelops us, we are never alone. This is when our soul light shines the brightest. Both light and shadow dwell in this infinite space, both of a polar opposite of each other. Co-inhabitants of the same space, one able to survive without the other, brought together in the divine unity of the whole. Within the shadowlands of possibilities, we birth the brightness of tomorrow. Within the dream time, we plan and plot, evaluate and birth the impossible into reality. We may not recall these dreams in our wakefulness, but the seeds of growth have been planted. It is within the space of the daylight we get to choose to nourish our hopes and our dreams for the future. Will you fertilize and tend them well? Will you sprinkle them with kindness and love? Will you protect them from the harshness of reality when they emerge into living form, allowing them to flourish and grow strong? Establish a solid foundation to yield and grow to maturity. Or will you listen to those who do not understand? Will you succumb to the ego who is resistant to change, abandoning the very thing you have birthed by leaving it in the sun to wither and die? Within the current reality, we are in a vortex of great change. For eons, we have been enslaved and dreamt of freedom, a living community on a beautiful energy and consciousness we call Gaia. Will we choose to govern with our hearts in peace and harmony? Have mutual respect for all life, where we cherish and support our home, community, and our wider environment, where we return to the core value that have been entangled within the sanctuary of our soul, choked by the weeds of modern corruption, society in an attempt to be perceived as the norm. This is our time. This is our call, our golden opportunity to birth and support the very change we have been seeking. It is time to dance to a different tune. Do you hear the melody grow stronger as you move in the collective unison? Just take a deep breath right now and just feel that part of the message. It's been so blessed to us tonight. As we rest and evaluate Gaia's healing and growing stronger, her oceans and rivers are clearing, her atmosphere is cleaner, and the pollutants are diminishing as we rest and we allow her to heal. As a collective, we will support her. We will enrich her to bloom in all her glorious splendor. Will we take global responsibility for the destruction and the carnage we have created through greed? Will we blindly return to the global destruction we are responsible for by stripping this planet and the eco-diversity of life to feed the ego, corruption, and greed of the few, in turn enslaving us through blindness and fear, for the self-gratification of those who inhabit a human form? You have to choose what you want: harmony and light, or death and enslavement through destruction. I'm going to say that again, because that's where we are, everyone. You have to choose what you want: harmony and light, or death and enslavement through destruction. I asked you to choose well. Connect with your inner soul. Stand in the light. Stand in the sovereignty of who you are. We have the power to change reality and truly nurture our life from a place of love and happiness. Do not let fear of the beauty of uncertainty stop you. Collectively, we have shifted. The vibration is rising. Gaia is rising. Will you stand victorious in the beauty of the moment and truly celebrate the glorious unfolding? Will you celebrate our soul's destiny as we embrace the joy of our own experiences and new opportunities that come with the new growth and full alignment of the collective awakening? In the melting minds, body, and soul, we create a new song from the music echoed in the far reaches of the cosmos as we are kissed with the divine guidance. The melody of our own beingness sings in the golden dawn of the birthright, in the glorious harmony with the energy of the light who supports the glorious uprising. Sing in the new dawn. Dance to the new rhythm. Rise to the ecstatic heights of dizziness, once only a dream, now on the very edge of reality. With a loving heart and a grateful soul, we sing in the greatness of the highest light. Breath and smile, for it is happening. Dance freely, drum music, and find the inner wisdom and joy of your soul song. Join me in the glorious victory today and always. I am a soul of love, a heart of peace, a mind of stillness, a being of light. Whew. Let's take a deep breath and breathe all that beautifulness in. And thank you so much, Deborah Williams. I will put her information on the YouTube description. I'll see if you can contact her and anything that she's offering right now, so I can give her accolades for this beautiful, beautiful words of wisdoms she gave me the opportunity to share with everyone who's listening to this evening. So I thank you, Deborah, from the bottom of your heart for sharing this so I can share with so many. Oh, on that one. Whoa. Those were some very, very strong words, and the truth of what's happening right now, the truth of what's opening up now, breathing through that, opening to the sovereignty of who we are, knowing who we are, letting go of the attachments, and moving into the divine alignment of who we are. It is our time. It is the consciousness, the human consciousness planet time to raise into that, to rise into that, to be that, to create that new dream on earth that we are bound to create. It is our time, everyone. It is our time. It is our time to be who we are. It is our time to rise up and say enough of the corruption and greed, enough of everything that's going on. And to know in our hearts the ones that want to stay there, that's okay. They can stay in that space, but not to judge them for it. Just to send them love. And knowing that they are where they need to be, but you choose something different. You choose to move forward into a beautiful, beautiful way of life. To step into the sovereignty of you and be the sovereignty of you. So once again, anybody like to call in? The number is 517-208-1500. I appreciate everybody. Give me a shout here. So, I need to take a deep breath. I don't know about you. So I'm going to go back. So when I first started my show, my very first show, love how I'm talking now. I'm still in the energy of that beautiful poem. You know, one of the things I talked about on the first show was the top 10 things I learned on my journey to be happy. And I wanted to share them again tonight with everyone listening who didn't listen to my beginning shows. So guess what? You're getting it now. You know, because as I move into my 8th month, it's that infinity. Everything right now in the world, everything in life right now is coming full circles. The beginning and ends are happening everywhere. You know, the endings and the beginnings, I got that backwards. And, you know, everything's coming full circle from, it's just circles after circles after circle of everything coming to an end to open up to something new or continue on to where it was if people choose to do that. But the end all is circles, circles, circles coming in and to flow as one. So here's my top 10 list of what I went through. I need to take a drink of water. Not that you needed to hear that, but we're just talking out loud right now. So, number 1 is the biggest thing, which I do a lot on the show, and is laugh. Yes, yes, yes. Laugh, laugh, laugh. And, you know, laughter can bring you to that place, can take everything away and bring you present in just in the instant second. The moment that you just open your mouth and send out a laugh. You can feel the energy shift. I think that's one of the fastest things that we can do to help shift our energy. So that's the number 1 on my top 10 things to list. Always laugh. And laughter, you know, right now, we need to laugh. You know, even this, we really need to get out of the seriousness. And I'm not saying there's not serious things going on. It just energetically, we really need to step into the laughter of life and just relax. And step into the silliness of life and the joyfulness to see life to open up to the point of view, because that is the key of growing the beauty of the new world that's coming, is being in the laughter, to be in the lightness, to step out of all the seriousness, to have the joy and to allow things to flow. And laughter is such a beautiful way to do that. So I invite everyone to at least laugh a couple times a day. Laugh at yourself. Laugh at a show, laugh at silly, quirky things. You know, I'm going to say it, yes, I sometimes like to laugh at Donald Trump because he makes me laugh. I don't listen to him very often, but when I do, it's just always comic relief to me. Just how he functions, it's just an interesting point of view. So And the next thing I have on my list is to live in the curiosity of compassion. So when I say that, everybody, this kind of goes again too, of being serious. We're all serious about everything. I take everything so serious that happens to us. Everything so serious, it's the end of the world if you fail at something, or a lot of people, it's the end of the world if they succeed at something, So, look at your world. I love doing this. It's all about opening up to the curiosity, to have compassion as you move through the world. But look at it as whatever you like. If you like gaming, if you like to draw, if you like, plays, if you like movies, approach it as your game or your movie in situations, and walk through it, in a space of grace, with just practicing, exploring what's going on around your world and opening up to that space for curiosity, having compassion for everyone that you engage with, to look at them at the higher self of who they are, but to know that they're coming into your game or your world, or to be part of it. The experience of this human experience we all chose, is an experience. And when you can look at life as a curious experience and not so, oh, poor's woe's me, and gets caught up in the victim with compassion and curiosity, it just makes life so much more easier to walk through. And knowing that, hard things happen, stuff happens, but when you can stand up and look at them, okay, what did I need to see here? Oh my gosh, I got to experience this. How wonderful is that? Even if it was something horrible you experienced. Because, when you look at the world of polar, there's always one side or the other. There's always that counteractive side and the balance in between the two. And that's the key, to look at the curiosity, whether and what has happened to you, and just to recreate it into something you truly desire. To have that compassion in your heart, to live in the clarity, and just holding space with people. We don't need to, we need to have compassion and curiosity for people, but we're not here to fix people. Everybody wants to fix everyone from their own point of views and their own experience, but it's stepping away and just holding that space for them and witnessing there from a place of compassion. To allow them to go through their experience, to find their way, so they can find their peace, they can find their clarity, and they can find their truth, which is the key. Because everybody needs to find their own truth right now. It is so important that we all step in to what is true for us and stop taking on what's true for everyone else around us. The next one I had is open heart of love. And this is a big one. This is, to open the heart. It's a challenging thing. I still challenge with it myself, I have moments of clarity where my heart is wide open, and then the walls go back up again, when certain things happen. But it's learning to look at that place and letting go of the worry and what feeds your soul, and look at your heart as a place of service, of feeding your soul. Of knowing that life and knowing that things happen. But the more we can open our hearts, and it's so, right now, that's where we need to be, is in our hearts. We've lived in the world for eons now, in the mind of going from the mind and reacting from emotions, and now it's really time for us to really step in and flow from the heart. So what walls do you have around your heart from past heartache or past pain or suffering that you're still holding on to? That you need to let go and let those walls down to open that beautiful, sacred, cosmic heart of yours to assist this planet on this great emergence of truth, of peace, of love and clarity that's coming, that's unfolding everywhere. Find your tribe. Allow yourself to be hurt. Allow yourself to go through maybe an experience, to show yourself that you can love through that experience and not allowing it to shut that heart down, that you can move through it with compassion. And I know, it's just so important right now to be in that space and to flow in that energy of that. And that's where creation is coming from now. the clarity of the heart, the purity of heart, and breathing into it to create, to co-create with it, with others, in communion, of finding those people that have an open heart just like yours, to be communion with, to find your beautiful family of light, of open heart love that you can co-create with. And that's what it's all about, communion of co-creation, being the sovereignty of yourself and opening up to that space. And opening to that space, we move on to a wonderful word that everybody is terrified of. And that would be the lovely word of vulnerability. So many people out there really struggle in allowing themselves being out of their comfort zone, allowing themselves to be laughed at, to allow themselves to falter in front of another, to allow themselves to be truthful in their heart, to express instead of hiding behind the walls we put up because of fear of being exposed or, being hurt or being judged. Well, now I'm telling you, it's the time that we allow that vulnerability just to crack wide open, to push ourselves out of our comfort zones. I did this with this show. I do this every week with this show. I allow myself to be vulnerable. I open up to that space. I just go with wherever I feel is right in my heart every week. I don't do a lot of planning around my shows. I just step on, and whatever comes up, what comes off. And, if things get messed up, I've allowed it to kind of, not allowed it to happen, but when it does, that's a place I can laugh at myself and be like, oh, well, and not get so caught up in, oh my gosh, I did something wrong, which was a real big struggle my whole life of always looking, oh my gosh, what did I do wrong? Always in the wrongness of me. So for me, allowing myself to be vulnerable in this show, and I thank you all for holding a space for me and listening to what I have to say, allowing me to be vulnerable and allowing me to be authentic, and speak to you from my place of wisdom and strength that I've grown into with, the journey that I've been on, that now in a place that I need to allow myself to be vulnerable and even more and move out. So I appreciate for that. And I invite all of you, along with, that's kind of like with the same question this week goes right along with that, not only truth, but also vulnerability. Where can you do something that you've been afraid to do, to step out of your comfort zone? It might even be, it doesn't have to be something huge. We always think when we change, it has to be something grandiose. No, it could be simply just something that's been bothering about your partner or a friend of yours that you've been wanting to express for a long time, but been afraid to allow yourself vulnerable because you're afraid they would get mad at you. They were afraid that you would, they wouldn't love you anymore if you expressed your truth. But you know what? That's where you need to be, because you won't be free until you do that, until you express your truth, until you step into who you are and allow you. And somebody can't, if you're out there and you express who you truly are and the truth of you, and somebody gets mad and puts you, just send them love and hold them in that space. Allow them just to be where they are and don't take it personally, because they are dealing with their own inner challenges at the time. And it's not about you. It's about where they're not allowing themselves to be, or their selves to be vulnerable. And just be proud of yourself for being vulnerable and speaking your truth and stepping forward and putting yourself out of the comfort zone. And just step away and just allow the energy to unfold. They'll come around. And if they don't, then maybe it's time that they just moved on anyway, because you're moving forward to a different vibration. And when you're vulnerable and open up to that space, sometimes people flow in and out of your world. And it's okay if that happens. It's okay to allow that. You might miss them, yes. However, you've got to look out for you and what honors you as you move forward and staying in the space and the high vibration in this new co-creation of what's happening. So the next one I'm moving into is a new word that I made up. Well, I think I made up. We all talk about forgiveness. And when I first did this, the word that came to me is forgetness. So what that means is, we hold on, we forgive, we hold on to so much suffering in our bodies and place it upon ourselves, what others, have done to us. And we hold all that inside of us. We keep it, and then we react from it. We allow ourselves to be triggered by an action when that comes up, where we keep that suffering inside of us. So forgiveness is all about letting go of the control and letting go of the stories and letting go of the suffering that you placed upon yourself. And coming from a space of love, that you forget all that. You forget the emotional triggers of the pain and the suffering that might have been caused by someone or something. Because the key of this, of forgiveness, is allowing you to be in control of your own beingness and divine essence, and to be in the sovereignty of you. And if you keep yourself locked into those triggers, those emotional triggers, then you'll never move past and move forward, because you'll always be triggered and keep all those emotions inside of you and keep all that pain and suffering inside of you. That is, just say no more, no more. Forgiveness is all about opening up to the love of you, to know the sovereign being and the beingness, to you not allowing the ego to control you. And it's not to run you, that you are in control of your own sovereignty, of your own beingness, to look at life from that place, to forget the pain and suffering, the triggers that came from it and come from it that you can't let go of, the past that haunts you. Because it's time to just release all that. It's time to forget the forgetness. The stories will always be there. But the emotional triggers behind it is what I'm talking about. The energetic part is the forgetness. Energetically, you do not have to take that in your field and be triggered by it, that it physically affects who you are. And to step into the divine beingness of who you are and the sovereignty in your heart and your divine essence and your wisdom and your strength. Because everyone out there, you're stronger than you think you are. We all are. We just forgot, because we got so caught up in the human experience and the pain and the suffering. We forgot that part. So I'm asking everybody to wake up now and just remember. Just remember. So moving along, the next one, which I'm feeling right now, so be fun to talk about right now, is peace. Peace is such a beautiful thing. And I always remember this quote I learned when I was in hypnotherapy school. Would you rather be right or at peace? And I always ask myself that when things get razzled and, drama's going around, of where I get myself in the chaos and how really I just like to flow in peace. And where I'm stuck in the polarity. We need to align ourselves with the inner self. And it's so hard. Everybody, we've been taught you have to be right. You have to be right. But silence, it's when you put no judgment on it, and sometimes silence is the best. At a place where you're with someone who's just determined to be right and you're in this back and forth with them, just ask yourself in that moment, would you rather be right or would you rather be at peace? And just look at them and say, that's interesting, thank you. You don't have to agree or disagree with them. You're just acknowledging them for their point of view And you're keeping yourself at peace, knowing that you are in your truth of your point of view. So take a deep one. So the next one could be a whole show in itself. But we're running out of time here, so we'll have to make it short tonight. And that's boundaries. So everybody talks about boundaries. There's all different kinds of boundaries. I personally, for myself, find that the universe loves to challenge you. Once you get over one kind of boundary, there's another one layered up, layered up, layered up, layered. And the biggest challenge of all on boundaries is your own family. So they're at the top of the list there. So if you can get through the family boundaries, you are golden. But anyhow, it's just, boundaries are learning. It's all about, we get so caught up right again in living our lives to please everyone but ourselves. Everybody always is a people pleaser. I'm not saying everyone, let me take that back, because there's all kinds of people in this world. But people who are probably listening to the show and empaths and people that are energetic, susceptible, and open to energy. Most of us are people pleasers. We always like to try to please everyone else, to do everything for everyone else. And we forget about the most important thing, which is us, ourselves, our own souls, our higher selves, our physical part. We get so caught up in trying to please and trying to do it that we stress ourselves out and we put ourselves in chaos all the time. So where in your world, and this is a question I learned along the way, and I use it all the time, is this situation or this person honoring me? And that's a huge question to ask yourself in anything you do. Is this honoring me right now? Even if you go to eat some ice cream, is this honoring me right now? Talk to your body, because, that's also a boundary. Boundaries you set with yourself as well. So I open and invite you, where you can look what in your life you're not honoring about yourself. And keeping it clean is the next one I kind of went over. And that's one that, that's all about exploring your energetic body and becoming allies with it, to learn energy, to learn what happens, to learn how your body's triggered by different foods, to take the time. I just believe you should eat what your body loves and get out of the ego mind, but really step in and see how your body reacts to the foods that you're eating and start to know that, and know that it can change up and down depending on what's going on in the world. I know I eat different things depending on energetic levels and what's going on around the full moon, So find your pattern and really listen to your body. Try to eat as organic as you can, as clean as you can. Drink lots and lots of water right now. Because right now, as our energetic bodies are changing and moving up in vibration level, everything needs to flow. And how is it going to flow is we really need the water in our bodies, the hiccups here. And so really step into that, of really starting to take the time to listen, to bless your food every time you eat. If you feel guilty for eating meat because of everything, bless your food before you eat. Honor that piece of meat or honor that piece of food. And that's what it's all about. Everything you eat, everything you put in your mouth, honor it. Release and let go of any energetic ties it has. Cut the cords of anything it has attached that might be harmful to your higher self and harmful to your body. And eat whatever you're eating and putting in your mouth with knowing it's the sovereignty of you that's going in. That you are fueling yourself in order to move forward. And becoming one with your body and listening, because your body will really tell you what's going on in your world. If you need to rest, rest. If you need to take 4 naps a day, take 4 naps a day, if your body says so. But really now it's really taking time to do that, to open up and really listen, because we're moving into a world of learning vibration and learning the language of vibration, and our vibration levels are increasing. Some people might feel it. Some people might not feel it. You can notice my dogs are barking right now. You can look at it in the animals, in the trees, out in nature. Everything's talking right now. Everything is talking clearer than it has before. Take the time to listen from the inside out to the outer world as well. So the next one is free to just be. So this is a huge one for a lot of people. Well, this is all about Gaia's time out here. Taking the time of getting out of the doing and just learn to be in the moment. And having gratitude for everything. Explore, have fun. And when you're free to be, you are in the joy to flow and doing everything with ease. And we've been given this beautiful time to really, I don't want to say learn this lesson, but really open to receive this message in a new light of learning to be in the silence of ourselves, to be in the stillness of our hearts. Because when you're in the stillness of the hearts is the map, the blueprint of opening to the unknown, to the unlimited possibilities that lie inside yourself, that lie inside of you, that you have locked away, that are opening now. And in the stillness is where we find everything. But when we get so busy of doing and we have to do this, we forget what we truly in our hearts want to do. Because we get so caught up in, I have to do this, I have to be this, I have to do that, that some people get lost in the circles, that they keep on circling around and circling around and circling around. And the way to get off of that is by stepping back, going into the stillness, going into your heart and listening. And allowing yourself to just be. Allowing yourself to sit outside and just listen. To just be with yourself. A lot of us weren't taught that. So it's very difficult because we're just go all the time. Everybody has to go. Well, we've been given a beautiful time to circle that in. So I really send my heart out that people were able to experience that during this time before the world starts to open back up again during its little rest here. So the last one I had on my list is set yourself free. Setting yourself free is being in the purity of who you are, to be in the innocence of a child and opening up, to be passionate of who you are and what you believe, what you desire, and claim the divine mastery of who you are. Never allow anyone to influence who or what you are. And when you can open to that space to set yourself free, everything's gone. The worries, the shame, the guilt. You just flow. Everything magically appears. Everything just opens up. Sometimes it might not look what you dreamed of. But I've been really pushing myself, to be in that state of freedom, to allowing things to flow as much as possible, to teaching myself how to set myself free and opening up to not, always schedule everything and just be in the moment and just follow the energy of what's happened. Just like, I'm following the energy of, all sessions I do now and everything. I'm just asking a heart abundance exchange. So what you feel in your heart is the exchange of moving into the new world of creating, of the freeness, the free flowing fluidity of what can be. And not just this rigidity that we've been living in so much. The fluidity is here if we embrace it, if we find it, through breathing through it, our breath. If you feel the density come in, you feel like you're shutting down and not being free in a moment, use the breath to find your clarity. Breathe in, give that space inside your heart or inside your body or in your solar plexus or in your root that's coming up. Give it a voice. Talk to it. Allow it to express itself because it will tell you what it needs to be free and how you can set yourself free. And only you can do that. Only you can open up to that space. Everybody out there, it's up to everybody. to find how to express themselves, to be in the authentic expression of themselves. Words are very powerful, but also is energy. And energy is the key of everything. Vibration is the key to everything. And that's what we're moving into. The vibration of the heart moving into the future. The truth of our words. The truth of our words that create the expression of vibration. So how can you express yourself? How can you be the authentic part of yourself? And allow yourself to step forward in the truth. And listen to the words that you're putting out there. Listen to where maybe you're still caught up in that little inner voice. That struggle that you go, the back and forth, the ping pong game you play with yourself. And allow yourself to get silent. Allow yourself to go into the sovereignty of you. Give yourself permission. I invite everyone to give themselves permission to open to a new way of being. In the stillness of them, in the heart of them, in the beautiful light of them, in the playfulness. Bringing in the unicorns and the dragons and the bubbles. I love to play with those things. And having play, because it brings in the joyful. Go back to that little inner child. Take that little inner child in your hand every day and go on an exploration somewhere. That's what I invite you to do this week. I'm giving you a lot of homework this week. It's not homework though. It's fun because we're cosmic explorers. So I want to thank everyone this evening. I'm going to end with a transmission this evening. My transmissions have shifted a little bit, so it might be a little different than I've done in the past. Well, last week Ariana and I kind of gave you a taste of it. I'm going to do this one on my own without beautiful Ariana joining, but the light codes that come through me, I feel so gifted. And those light codes are in every one of you if you open to receive them. So I do also invite everyone, to sit with themselves in tone and sound. It's so important right now, finding your voice through sound. Sound's such a way to heal. It's the healing of the future, I believe. Sound, light, and vibration, and color as well. Bring colors into your world. However, the light vibration, it's not about the sounds that come through me. It's about the vibration. It's about the tones that come through and allowing your body to connect to those tones and remember who you are and remember why you're here. Your purpose could open up. Allow yourself to expand with it. Afterwards, really ground yourself back to the earth. When we're done, if I go to the end, it looks like I'm going to go to the end of the show before I start. When the show ends, please just put your hand on your heart, put your hand on your stomach, take a deep breath, and say your name and sit with the beingness of you. Sit with the energy of you. And know these light codes can be pretty intense. So just be gentle with yourself, especially since I'm doing this. I think on the cusp is the full moon, which is really powerful. And much gratitude to you all. I thank you so much tonight, as I said, for joining me and going on this little journey, cosmic journey with me tonight. And explore this week. Really explore. I really invite you to start exploring and getting curious and see what you can drop out of your life that's no longer serving you. And that's the key. Start to shed away what doesn't serve your higher self. What doesn't serve, what doesn't feel right to you. Start to let go and release yourself from those truths. Even the people in your life that are toxic for you. If it doesn't feel right, then it's not right. Let's start to really listen and get clear of your truth, of your intuition, and follow it. Because you know what? If you get directed the wrong way for a few moments, you can always redirect. Sometimes we get caught up, we make a choice, that's the end of it. No. That's part of the game. That's part of the journey, is taking side trips every once in a while. Don't you take a side trip when you go on a car trip? You got to go off-road sometimes and find some little hidden gems here and there. So, sometimes we search off a little bit to find some hidden gems, and then we come back. So that's that. So, and I'm saying so a lot. I guess that's all I have to say is so. Well, thank you once again for joining the Cosmic Tune-Up Happy Hour this evening. And once again, if you need to find me, like to listen, I'll be on YouTube, I think like Monday. And RebeckaGregory.com is my email if you'd like to have a private session with me. I told you how I'm offering them. I'm on Instagram at Cosmic Tune-Up Happy Hour, Rebecka Gregory on Facebook, all this social media stuff. Good Lord. I don't know how I keep track of it. But anyhow, I do the best I can. That's all I can do. Much kisses and loves to you all right now if I don't have time at the end. So I want everybody just to shake. Let's just shake right now. I'm going to shake. And allow yourself to relax. Just shake everything off. And just take a deep breath and feel into your heart. And as we listen to this transmission, I invite you to bring in your little inner child right now to enjoy this with you. If you work with your inner child all the time, probably connect very easy. If you don't, then just invite them or just feel them in their presence and just allow yourself to tap in the best way, the way that you can. Because as we do this, I'm really feeling tonight we need to bring in some playful things and we need to have fun and we need to have some joy because it's been pretty tense out there. It's been pretty stressful and, lots going on in the world right now. So the more we could take moments to play and just relax and not think about anything but just having fun, the more we can open up for the future to the unlimited possibilities of creation we all can create. So once again, just invite your little inner child in. If you have to, give them a balloon or some bubbles because, I love my bubbles. And just invite them in right now. And just take a deep breath. And just imagine. Take that little one by your hand. If they want to come out and play. If they don't want to come play, just tell them you love them. And just sit from where they are and just enjoy the ride. And enjoy the beautiful new sounds of remembrance that are coming in. So put your hands on your heart. And your little one's heart. And right now, I just want you to imagine a beautiful, beautiful unicorn standing in front of you. And just see that beautiful unicorn in front of you. The unicorn of white, beautiful light, of purity, of love, of pure essence and innocence, of what was, of where you were before you were born into this world, that pure essence, white light of who you are. And imagine that beautiful, magical unicorn just placing its horn on its head and tapping your heart. And as it does, an explosion of white light just covers your whole body. And just feel the tingling, the beautiful white crystalline light. And as we do this transmission, I also want to bring in the beautiful dragons, the wisdom keepers, just protecting you right now. Just protecting you. And just bring in for the little one lots of little bubbles to be surrounded in little bubbles, playful bubbles. As we listen to this transmission, and here we go.
Just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. Sending you cosmic heart love and gratitude for joining us at the Cosmic Tune-Up Happy Hour today. Join Rebecka next week at 5 p.m. Pacific right here at Oneness Talk Radio. Until then, keep on exploring you and changing from within.